I wanted to come on here and teach you how to make artisan bread. It's the easiest thing, it's a few ingredients, and the hardest part is typically putting all of it together in about a minute and a half. So that is the hardest part of this, which is not hard. So anybody can do this. What I have in here is stainless steel bowl. I like using the stainless steel because that way the heat and whatever it's rising in there, any of the temperature stays consistent and keeps it in there. So it's gonna keep it a little bit warmer, and when you have the lid on there, it keeps it from getting the crunchier top, how it dries out a little bit. This will keep it moist. So we're gonna use our stainless steel bowl. This is the medium one that comes in the set of 3. And then to this, we're gonna add a few ingredients. So I have already 1.5 cups of warm water. To that, you're gonna add yeast. I have active dry yeast. There's a difference between the instant yeast and the active dry. This one, you actually have to dissolve it in water before you can put it right in there. But the instant, you can actually put it right in the flour, the dry ingredients, then add the liquid. That's the only difference. It doesn't do anything different in your cooking. It's just the prepping of it. So this one, I'm just gonna take, for this recipe, this is our 4-hour recipe. So you can make this in the afternoon and have it ready for dinner tonight. Easy, easy. I'll be posting another one that will take the 8 to 24 hours. So that way you guys can see that recipe later too. So going to this, 1.5 teaspoons. The tablespoon here has that measurement right on there. So you guys just take that, scoop it in your yeast, dump that in the water, and then within a few seconds, that's gonna go ahead and dissolve. So while that's working, I'm gonna show you how to put this together with the rest of it. So flour's in here, 3 cups, done in there. Add to that sugar. That helps this yeast activate quicker. So that way your dough will be ready in 4 hours versus the 8 to 24. So taking that one, our sugar has to be the same. 1.5, this one's 1.5 tablespoons versus the teaspoons that we used for the yeast. So 1.5 teaspoons of sugar. Move that up. And half teaspoon is actually your 2 teaspoons. Okay, that is in. Another step, because the oil will help you make that recipe. I'm not sure what the oil does in there, so we're just gonna follow the recipe. So that one also is going to be the 1.5 tablespoons. So we've got the 1, I don't wanna do too much. 1, and go on up, and 1/2 tablespoon. See, like that. Okay, that's what we need for our recipes to go in there. Kosher salt is 1.5 teaspoons, just the same as the yeast. So kosher salt, I use that for all recipes. I don't use table salt very often. So kosher salt is what we're going to be using. I'm gonna measure this 1.5 teaspoons. So go the 1, and then we're gonna do half of this, and this is pretty much dissolved. I'm gonna just give it a little stir, and then that's gonna go in here. So you guys, that's it. We're gonna go ahead and let that go for a few more minutes because I wanna show you how to make flavored bread. So you can obviously put dry herbs in there. So Pamper Chef seasonings are awesome. This one is one I did last night. It's rosemary herb. I don't know if you can see that one. That is one of my favorites. This and Italian seasoning are the ones I use the most. So you can actually take, dump it in the lid, that's a little over a tablespoon, dump that right in the dry. That way it'll incorporate better. So when you add the liquid, it just really makes it quick and easy to stir. So flavoring, whatever you like. You could do a sweet one, do a orange zest and cranberries and some nuts. That would be a really good one. You can even add chocolate chips to that. So good. But you could do fresh garlic, which I'm gonna do a garlic right now so that you guys can see how to do that. So take a bulb of garlic, cut that in half, and then when you cut that in half, then you're going to put it into a bowl that can go in the microwave. So I'm just gonna stick these all in here, add a little bit of olive oil to this, some salt, and 1 minute and 30 seconds into the microwave. And then that is going to give you the garlic that's going to be easy enough to just push right out of the paper. It's going to be softer, so that way in your dough is going to cook in there with it, and you're going to have this amazing garlic bread. So in the microwave, minute 30, let that go. So this is pretty much dissolved, almost, pretty close. So once that's done, we're going to pop those right out of their paper, dump them in here, and mix this up. Once that's done, you're gonna put your lid on. Put the lid on, and you just sit it on the counter. Leave it there for 2 hours. That's it, 2 hours. Then when it is ready to be flipped out, I'm gonna have you come over here because this is what I did already in 2 hours. So at 2 hours, put it onto your mat, and then you fold it over itself 4 times. And then you just let it sit. That's it. That's another hour and a half. You're gonna leave it here. Then at the hour and a half mark, turn your oven on. 425 degrees. You're gonna just heat that up because you wanna heat the vessel that you're going to cook it in for at least a half hour. So that way you're gonna put your bread right in a hot pan. So it's gonna start cooking it and make it very crunchy outer. So you could use a deep covered baker or you could use a rock crock. Either of those vessels work because they kind of work with, all recipes work together. So this goes in the microwave and the oven only. This one is my favorite. This one goes on stovetop, it goes in the oven, it goes into the broiler, you can put it in the microwave, you can put it in the dishwasher. If you go on the barbecue, I mean, it can go everywhere. So this is the vessel that I really, really love. And a lot of people, they'll book parties to get this one for half price. So keep that in mind. Okay, so this we're gonna take out, 3, 2, 1, done. Taking this, it's very hot. And it's gonna be hot, so I'm gonna let that sit for just a second. Because if I try to touch these now, it's gonna be too hot. So they just really, you just take this and the paper just comes right out. They just pop right out. So it's really, really easy. And now these are gonna be the soft, pliable garlic, and it's gonna go right into our dough. So letting these cool for just a second. So once you have it at that state, you have your baker or your rock crock cooking for heating up for a half hour with the lid on. You take it out. Now that has set for 2 hours because an hour and a half. Put the rock crock or deep cover baker in your oven. Then that 2 hours, this goes in. Here, lid on, in the oven, 25 minutes. And then when that beeps, take the lid off, 10 more minutes, and you'll have this amazing, beautiful, I already ate it. We were hungry. But this is what you're gonna see, this gorgeous, dark, beautiful artisan bread, crunchy crust, soft, beautiful center. And that is your bread. 4 hours, done, amazing. So you can flavor this to match your dinner. So if you're having even fish with dill or something, you can add it and make dill bread. So get creative, have fun with your bread, but I hope that was easy for you guys. Enjoy. Bye, guys.